and what he sees, and Noel is back with us now. And Noel, we still see that over your left shoulder, that smoke working so hard from left to right on our screen. The wind is not letting up, is it?
It's really not, Tom. And just in the past minute, speaking of that smoke plume, the color has changed and it's gotten significantly darker, which we're guessing, obviously it's moving through some heavy fuel right now, and that has changed the color of the smoke from a lighter gray color. It was pretty dark just a couple minutes ago. And speaking of the angle of it, yeah, you're right. It is almost completely sideways, right? The wind is whipping it so strongly right now. The wind has been the story, obviously, out here, along with the fire. We were talking to a storm chaser earlier out here who was measuring the wind strength. It was sustained at 50 plus miles per hour. We've got some wildland fire trucks that just sped past us down here. You can imagine this is all hands on deck for the fire crews. We are looking down toward a subdivision in the Superior area, and this is the viewpoint that we have been looking at for the past hour or so. It's just kind of sickening to see this huge plume of smoke and the wind that has been driving it all afternoon. And every so often, Tom, again, we see that change of the color of the smoke where it goes from a light gray to a darker colored gray, and from our vantage point we can't tell exactly what is burning, but when it becomes bigger and when the plume gets bigger and the color changes, we have to imagine that it is moving through some heavy fuel out there. We did see at some point some flames that were pretty close to some of the homes out here, so we are just hoping as best we can that these flames are not approaching these homes that we see from our vantage point here. But wow, this plume of smoke is just massive. And we could see it from so far away earlier today as we were heading up to this spot where we're at now. Kind of in the Broomfield area, we could even smell the smoke from our car. So I can imagine if you were anywhere pretty close to here, this vantage point is just unreal, Tom. I'm at a loss for words just looking at it.
Yeah, that view of the smoke over your left side there, it almost looks like time lapse. It is going so fast from left to right. It's stunning to see the smoke in that large a scale moving so quickly, and it must be terrifying for the people when you think of those neighborhoods.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it is just, I can see the entire subdivision from this vantage point, and the smoke is basically covering all of it. Just sickening. And I want to show you, I just see now some flames. I don't know if you can see it. Photojournalist Mike Grady might be able to zoom in. You can see, it looks like that grass, that fuel is on fire pretty well there, pretty close to a large structure in the distance. I'm not quite sure what that building is, but it looks like it has hopped that hillside and is moving. So now we're seeing some orange flames and quite a bit of smoke, Tom.
Stay with that picture for a minute, because that you talked about the color of the smoke changing, but also that activity on the ground, the visibility of the fire and the proximity of this to these homes in this area. Just it would be heartbreaking if it was on tape. To watch it live is crushing, because I think anybody would think there, but for the grace of God, it would be my neighborhood. I could live here. I know these people, and we know someone who lives there. Everyone does, and this is happening in real time. We want to get more information now. Master Trooper Barry Cutler is joining us on the phone Excuse me? Gary Cutler. I'm sorry about that, Master Trooper. What can you tell us? Where are you, and what is the latest from your vantage point?
So I'm actually out of our headquarters, so I'm looking at what our CAD logs are showing today and what activity we have coming out. Winds are causing havoc for a lot of people. Our primarily right now is for roadways. Highway 93, which is always known for the strong winds, is really causing some havoc today. We have at least 3 semis that have rolled over there, so we've had to shut down that roadway from Highway 58 to Highway 128, and so nothing's moving in there. We're trying to get those semis cleared. We've also got a couple more semis over by Highway 58 and McIntyre. We have 2 of them that are rolled. We also have a fuel leak that we're dealing with, so you can expect some closures there as well. And we are helping with road closures and notifications over in Boulder with the fire up there.
All right, Master Trooper Cutler, I appreciate you taking the time to let us know. Obviously, things are changing rapidly, and we will check back with you as soon as we have more information. We continue to watch this scene, though. This is a view from Noel Brennan's location up near the Omni Interlochen Golf Course. And we have been sadly watching the process and progress of the smoke and flames making their way right to that building, and certainly that neighborhood. It's hard to get true perspective as far as the distance between the edge of that smoke and the edge of that neighborhood, but they are far closer than you would ever want. And of the many things we've been watching, this is compelling. Certainly below now you can see the many people in that neighborhood who are now leaving. Superior has been under an evacuation order for several hours. Fire Command now from the Boulder Office of Emergency Management now ordering an evacuation as well for the city of Louisville. If you're in the area, they say to please act quickly. There have been a couple of evacuation locations sent out. One, the South Boulder Rec Center. We've also been told that may be difficult to get to considering the direction of the fire. But also the YMCA of Northern Colorado on Dagny Way in Lafayette is another place where you can go. This picture, though, is hard to watch. It is the potentiality of those people in the bottom right getting out of here, knowing what is coming behind them, now really at the will of the wind in many ways. The fire continuing to burn and easily burn, it seems like, and traffic so easily. Danielle talking about those winds coming out of the southwest, and they continue to push, and the dry fuels on the ground continue to feed, and it becomes just a terrifying situation. This one of 3 major fires that started to burn a little less than 3 hours ago and have now really started to wreak even more havoc than when they did initially, and they did at the outset. But Danielle, this scene is difficult to watch, and I know you're watching it to see where these winds are going and what is happening, but we're all human, and that hurts.